What's up, everybody? I am here with another set of movie reviews. We're gonna go 3D this time. We're gonna do. See, Tony, this is what I was telling you about. I don't give a fuck. This ain't gonna get edited out or nothing. So, but I'm gonna do three this time. We're gonna cover um, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Eye in the Sky, and I Saw the Light. I enjoyed all three of these, um, but I'm gonna get into these. I'm gonna start with I Saw the Light. This was a biopic of Hank Williams, and Hank Williams was expertly played by um, Tom Hiddleston, and I thought he did really well. I enjoyed the interpretation of Hank's life. Um, I thought it was interesting that his first wife and his mother um, kind of competed with each other because they both wanted the best for him. Um, and his wife actually wanted to be a star as well, actually wanted to sing with him, but she couldn't really sing much. Um, so they ended up, I don't know, they ended up divorced, and he met another chick, and they were married, um, you know, and he basically did what he was gonna do. When Hank Jr. was born, said that he didn't want to be like his dad was with him, um, and kind of unattended and not really around much. But as much as he tried to not be like that, sometimes we turn into our fathers, um, you know, and I just thought it was interesting to see the short life that he had and the impact that he had on so many people. Still to this day, if you talk to people in country music, a lot of them will tell you they were influenced by Hank Williams. Um, so I thought it was pretty interesting that, like I said, for somebody that didn't really have that long of a career, um, the impact that he had was very, very deep, um, and long lasting to this day. I would definitely give the movie 4.5 wheelies out of 5 and tell y'all definitely to see it. It's worth the 2 hours and 5 minutes that it is, um, especially if you are like me and you like biopics. Um, Even if you don't, just to see how Tom Hiddleston, who is British by the way, transformed into Hank Williams. Um, it's just amazing. And then, there are some special features on the Blu-ray that actually show him at the premiere um, playing a set of Hank Williams songs in his Hank Williams character, which I thought was pretty cool. So definitely worth checking out. 4.5 wheelies out of 5 on that one. Highest recommendation. Then we have Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which with Tina Fey and Billy Bob Thornton. I enjoyed this one as well. This is basically about a reporter that saw herself as in a rut, felt stuck you know, in the same spot. So she basically quits her job in New York and takes and ends up somehow in Afghanistan, covering the war there, and ends up with this platoon of soldiers, um, and these other reporters that are covering them, and having to deal with all of that, and the prejudices that come from soldiers on the front lines to the media, because um, the media will spin whatever way they have to make a story. Um, and she had to deal with Billy Bob Thornton's character, who was the leader of the platoon, not really liking her much. And it was a pretty good, I thought it was a pretty good performance. It was mostly funny. There were some dramatic parts. Tina Fey played it well, as I knew she probably would. And I would definitely say 3.5 Wheaties out of 5 on that. It's definitely worth seeing at least once. Next is Eye in the Sky, and Eye in the Sky was stars Helen Mirren, Aaron Paul, and it was the last screen performance of the late Alan Rickman, R.I.P., before he died. Basically about drone warfare and the way that it plays out sometimes. Um, there was this, Helen Mirren plays this colonel or whatever. I forget what rank she was, but she plays this, military lady who is leading a mission, a capture mission for a terrorist at first, and then she finds out he's actually planning to bomb a place. So it switches from a capture mission to a kill mission. Well, to do the killing, they're going to use, this drone or whatever, and the guy who gets the clearance to fire the drone doesn't want to do it because, there's a 9-year-old child right in the line of fire. And he basically said, I'll fire the drone when you get the when you get the little girl out of there. So that kind of fucked with things a little bit, and raised a lot of questions, and I'm not going to tell you what ended up happening, but it's definitely one of those movies that makes you think. Helen Mirren did really well. Alan Rickman, for his last performance, did really, really, really well. Aaron Paul, I've never seen him, play anything besides Breaking Bad and a couple other things. I didn't think he had. I didn't know if he could do, dramatic type roles like that. So I was surprised by that. But I would definitely give Eye in the Sky 4 out of 5 wheelies and tell y'all definitely it's worth seeing. If not for the fact that it's, if for nothing else, then it's the last role of Alan Rickman before he died. So, 4.5 wheelies out of 5 on I Saw the Light. 4 wheelies out of 5 on Eye in the Sky, and I can't remember. It's either 3.5 or 4. Either way, 3.5 or 4 wheelies out of 5 on Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Definitely should see all 3 of those. Well worth seeing. Thanks for the time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for fostering. I love y'all. Peace.